before we start the house tour, I want to give you some details on the house that we're renting. So we're not renting the entire place. I live in Singapore and this is a condominium. We just call it a condo, but we don't rent out the entire place. This is a pretty old one, so like the space is much bigger, which is what we like. But yeah, I don't think it's possible for us to afford renting the entire place right now. We just rent one room. It's a common room, which means we do not have our own toilet. We share the toilet and the kitchen and the living spaces outside with 3 other housemates. At one point it was 4. But just for this room, we pay 1,500 Singapore dollars every month. That's about how many USD? I'll put it on the screen. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily cheap. Share houses and like independent living is not really a thing here. Like in Japan, there are like a ton of share houses. It's just not the culture here, so like everything is really expensive. Me and my partner were searching for a new place to live at that point of time, and this was the best that we could do with our budget. So without further ado, let me show you around our... It sounds like I'm showing you the entire house, but I mean, I am showing you the entire house, it's just not the entire house that I own. Nice. We are now at the entrance of the house where the door stopper does not work because the door is too heavy. When you enter the house, this is the first thing you see. It is the closet shoe rack thing. But I'm proud to say that I've made it my own. This is a shared area, but like for those of you that don't know, I run a small business. So like a lot of this is like my inventory and like my packaging, because you'll see later on that my room isn't that big and like I have no choice, I have to put it here. So far I haven't gotten any complaints, but like, yeah, this is just all of my boxes that I keep for recycled packaging because I don't want to throw away things. Files and envelopes, a ton of envelopes that I have. So this is all my things. This is a shared shoe rack, and let's escape from this area. This is a random fridge in the center of the house. That's because we used to have only one fridge and everyone was working from home because of the COVID situation. So everyone was cooking at the same time and everyone was buying groceries. So there's no way that one fridge would be enough for 6 people. So like we begged the agent to be like, please do something about this. And so they have this fridge. This is the provided shoe rack and where we actually put our shoes. So this is all our stuff, yeah. Shh, no one has complaints, I think it's okay. Over here we have a little security camera because like agents in Singapore like to keep their eye on things. I'm not sure if it's a norm in other countries, but I think in Singapore it is, which is kind of weird, but like, whatever. Welcome to the shared area of the house. This is our room, which I will bring you through later. But like, yeah, this is the couch situation, the living room situation. Nobody really sits here. We used to hang out here when I brought friends over, but then like we realized that everything is really gross because of house needs. Which brings me to the very big reason as to why we're moving. Honestly, just can't get along with our houses because you don't know how gross people are until you live with them. Alright. Everyone who gets a chance to sit on this has the exact same reaction, and they're like, I was not expecting that. There's no other way to describe this couch. It's just a cheap one that you can lift so easily because it's so light. You see? Cheap furniture. Classic fake IKEA plant. Nice. We live right opposite an IKEA, so like a lot of things we have here are from there. Oh my god, I want to bring you through the classic paintings that are all around this house. I don't know what the is happening. We have this vase of tulips with Paris and a vintage phone stamp. Yeah, I mean, this is not so bad, but I want to show you some paintings that we got in our room that we took down immediately once we moved in. Let me go get it. May I present to you, 'tis the season to mingle and jingle. Whatever the that means. Did you think to pray? Cactus? Succulent? Bet you didn't. Live passionately. Yeah, that's it. This was what was hanging on the wall before we moved in, and I was like, we have to take those down. Welcome to the dining room. We used to have a great time eating here, preparing meals and everything. Apparently, people think it's okay to eat their food and like not clean up after themselves and leave all the grease everywhere on the table, which is why you see a decorative item, this roll of tissue paper, as well as this spray bottle and a towel. Because even when the light shines in the perfect angle, you can see all of the grease stains. Like this. This has been here for a few months, so at this point of time, it is part of the table. I don't think you can remove it anymore, but like, yeah, this is why we don't eat here anymore. We eat everything in our rooms because people are gross. Behind you, over here, is a corridor. So this is the other 3 rooms and then the common toilets. What do I say? It is a toilet. I think the toilet is pretty cute because it's pink. And I was like, oh, that's kind of charming. It's kind of like a small toilet. I think we can do with a slightly bigger one. And we had to beg people to like clean up their hair from like the drainage because it's just like piling up every week. I think the only area we have left is the kitchen, which is pretty huge. What I love about this kitchen is that there's so much storage. There is like one cupboard for everybody, and we have our own pantry as well. We have a ton of pots and pans, which we will have some trouble moving. We also have another toilet over here. I don't think you want to see it, but it's just a squat toilet that the agent didn't want to renovate for some reason. You would think it's common sense, but it's not. So we have to put up a post-it. I don't want to be like controlling or anything. It's just I thought this was common sense, but it's not. Common sense ain't so common, y'all. All that's left is the best part and the cleanest part. Can you see this? The door is so thin that when we put like the door stopper, it literally punctures a hole at the bottom. What the fuck is this? We live on the 10th floor, so sometimes the wind gets kind of intense, and because this wall is not supposed to be here, the wind flows through the house. Where are you going? Why are you filming that? The wind flows through the house through this part of the living room. So because there is a wall here, the wind literally howls. I have footage from a vlog that I filmed a while ago, but this is how it sounds like. That's literally the wind howl. What kind of door can't even hold a door stopper without
You're getting punctured.
without getting punctured? Punctuating. Getting punctured. Yeah. Oh, that was not a very good hand sign. Getting punctured. Best part for last. Welcome to our room. Does it look like I'm in heaven?
Yes.
Shall we start at the front of the room, as if there is a front and a back? We have a very pretentious snack bag. Me and my partner work from home, and like we are always snacking. Okay, if we can't make food properly, we always have something to grab. So like there's a whole bunch of like savory and sweet snacks all in there, all good stuff. This is my partner's wardrobe, a shared wardrobe. Oh, my famous earring wall. Gotta have that in every home. And we have our, what do you call that? What do you call this? We have the pads and the toiletries and the masks and the cotton pads and whatever. So like everything is just like squished up in there, fully maximizing the space. Whatever else we can't fit in there goes up here. It's not here, honey, here. Here. It is not, okay, no bio, it's just this here. So this is our toiletry basket. It's kind of like living in a share house, so we'll always bring this to the toilet. I don't want my butt to be touching other people's butts. That's not cool with me. So like, yeah, things that are very easy for us to grab while we go out, it's all over here. So this is my wardrobe. Can you see? This is almost the width of my shoulder. It's not a very good estimation, but I'm just showing you that it's not really big. And if you've seen my previous house tour when I was living in Japan, remember how the wardrobe looked like? Remember how big it was? Imagine that amount of clothing in this. I've had to cut down severely, but I'm still trying to organize everything in a rainbow as usual. That's just the way I roll, and that's the easiest way for me to pick up my clothes. So on this side, we have all of our combined glasses. Should I pick one to try out? This one.
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
Okay. Cute.
You just look like you have $1 million in your bank.
Oh, I do have $1 million in my bag. If I did, I wouldn't be living here. I'll hide my underwear, but you can see my socks. We have bathrobes hanging over here because our housemates are hanging around all the time and we can't come out of the bathroom like. We have a very sturdy and beautiful clothing rack from IKEA.
Sturdy?
It used to be sturdy. Well, it's not sturdy anymore. Maybe because it's just the sheer amount of things we have on it that is like crushing it. This is also where we hide our laundry basket. As I said, everything is just very jam-packed. Let's move on to the working area. So in this small room of ours, we have 2 working desks. And this was a pretty important selling point for us when we first moved in because obviously we had to have separate working spaces because we're both working from home. And this is as separate as we could get it, obviously, because, you know, if we have our desk like facing away from each other, whenever I'm filming, my partner's always going to be in the background. So that was also not ideal. So like we settled on having it side by side. I think you can tell at first glance that our aesthetics are very different. This is my partner's desk. It is all very minimalistic and professional. For those of you that don't know, I am actually an artist and I run my own small business. So like I do everything from home, and this is where all the magic happens, in this small corner of the room. And this is also why I need to upgrade my space. Eventually, as business grows, I need a bigger space as well to be more creative and like to just, you know, have more creative freedom. So this is just whatever I need on the daily and stuff that I need to reach out for more often. But yeah, I will be doing a more detailed in-depth tour on my organization and a tour of like, you know, what's going on in this space and how I do things over on my Patreon. That's where I post a lot more exclusive content and stuff. So if you want to support me, you can check out my tiers and whatnot. And yeah, it really helps a girl out, so thank you. When I get a bigger wall, I'm gonna be putting up a lot more art. So the famous letter tray, this shelf that is so affordable and so useful. I really have tried my best to organize it to the best of my abilities. A lot of my containers are all from Daiso, and like it's just stuff that you can find everywhere. So like I'm pretty proud of my setup. It really feels like my business grew from nothing to something, and like it just makes me proud. Everything that I've accomplished in this 1 year was made on this table. There's a lot of things in this tiny little desk space, but like I don't think I have enough plants to do a plant tour. But what I will say is that I wasn't expecting this plant to grow so big so fast. It's getting a little bit out of control. It's like hitting the ceiling. It might hit the ceiling before we move. And like, I don't know how I'm gonna transport this or what I'm gonna do. If one leaf dies, another leaf pops out. But right now, it's like vibing. It's doing its thing. The pot doesn't fit the plate. We just do what we gotta do. But yeah, the rest of my stuff is like on the top of my wardrobe, which you've seen. I keep my yarn here, like bubble wrap, because I was working with mirrors recently. This whole container is just my needle punching fabric and also all of my different yarns. So yeah. Oh my god, look, the sunset is so pretty. Oh, so pretty. Alright, welcome to my vanity area, which is directly opposite of my workspace. Yay! Yeah, this mirror was actually not here and I had to request the landlord to put one because like obviously this is important, like we gotta have it. It's a little bit dusty because we haven't cleaned it in a while and I wasn't going to clean it just for the house tour, so like you can see a little bit of my personality shine through. We have lots of skincare and we're also really scared of being old, so like we have tons of supplements that we eat every day.
Close it. It's so messy.
This is juicy, it's like juicy. We invested in this really industrial arm so that we can push it out and like rotate it to a 90-degree angle so that we can watch it in bed, like that. That's pretty cool, right? The problem is how we're gonna get it off the wall when we move. That's a problem for later. So usually when I'm filming, I try to avoid showing where I live, but because I'm not gonna be here anymore, you guys can see the wonderful view. It's facing this beautiful like block. We live right across a fire station and police center, so like I don't know why we didn't think of this when we first moved in. We didn't think like, oh my god, it's gonna be so noisy. We thought, oh my god, what a safe place to live.
That's just you.
Maybe that's just me. Oh, this feels very refreshing. I barely step out here, so that looking at my room from this angle It's kind of cool. When we first found this room, it looked completely different. The bed was just in the center of the room and like there wasn't much space to put anything else. But then my partner just turned on like her feng shui brain and was like, how about we do this and this? And I was just like, that doesn't make sense. How the hell are we gonna do that? It's great because the wardrobe acts as a divider between like our workspace, our getting ready space, and also the rest area. So I love what we've done with the place. Like, even though it's not fully decked out, we had so many plans. We wanted to do a full like gallery wall with frames and everything, but like because this is a rented place, we couldn't like nail anything into the wall or whatever. So like, yeah, next place. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video sometime soon. Hopefully. I'm always trying to edit faster, so like, yeah, see you. Bye.